this way before. I've had a taste, now I want more. So here we are, just you and me. I'm overwhelmed when you touch me. You talk so sweet, I hear the sound. 'Cause when you do, my feet won't touch the ground.
I love that music. I don't know. It's just something about me and music. I love it. Welcome, 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 welcome. We are here. We are here. And I have a big smile on my face because I just have to say, don't you just love, I'm going to tell everybody, say it all together. Don't you just love technology? Yes. We wouldn't be in this world without it, right? I know. Even when it just wants to just give you new challenges. Let's put it like that. But anyway, we'll just keep it right there. Welcome to the Diamond Perspective panel. I know you're like, okay, if it's a panel, Barbara, where's everybody else? The queens are coming. The queens are coming. But I want to just set the pace here. First of all, welcome everybody. We come every first Thursday of the month. So put it on your calendar right now. 8 o'clock Central Time, 9 o'clock Eastern Time, and all the other zones. I always tell people, get your phone, type it in there and figure it out. I'm not going to do all of them. I do the two main ones, it seems like. So I want to make sure that you're coming. We're going to be doing a lot of more promoting because I want people to really hear these wonderful women that come on and talk about, first of all, what they do for the world. They're great influencers, great motivators, and just some queens that I love to talk to every month. And then you can understand why when you hear from them. And then we also talk on certain topics that can help you out. So it's not just about us. We're not selfish. We want to help you. So we're going to give you some tips, some laughter. I'll make sure I'll be on my best behavior tonight. I did have a little fan next to me, so I won't go through the hot flash thing. So we don't have to worry about that part. So we get all that laughter out now so we can hear these queens talk. And we got to have fun. Come on, we got to have some fun. And I also want to just thank everybody that's been supporting us. I know at the last month, I looked at the numbers. Yes, I'm looking at numbers when you watch our show. And I noticed that in one show setting, even with you looking at the repeats, there were like 65 people that watched us. Oh my God. So you know we're going to tune this up a little bit more for the new year's 2022. We're in February, the month of love. And it's Black History Month. And it's, guess what, another thing for this month? International Network Month. You know, the calendar helps me out because it tells me a whole list of things that's going on for the month. So what we're going to talk about tonight, we want to dig in a little bit about networking and how important it is, not just for your business, but just overall. So we're going to hear some tips. But before we hear that, we got to pay some bills. And as soon as we pay a few little bills, I'll be bringing on the queens, and we will be definitely giving you some good value for you to use. Be right back. Ta-da! And here is the queen. This way. There you go.
Hey.
Ladies. Can you hear me?
Yes.
We can hear you.
Well. Hear you well.
Thank you. Thank you. Queens, queens, queens. You know you are royalty. And I was just checking on Sean. Sean, I think she's having problems with sound. We'll check real quick. Let's see. You still having problems, lady? Okay. Keep working on it. We want to see you. Okay. So with that said, we want to just dig into this. So first, I want just like 30 seconds. Just introduce yourself and what you do, and then at the end we'll kind of tie it up, and they'll get to know you. Getting to contact you. Okay. So we'll just whoever wants to go first, and just keep it moving.
Just point to somebody, Barb, just because we don't know which area you're in.
I can't really point. It's like I'm all over the place. Go with Regina. Let's go with Regina.
All righty. I am Regina Partain Bergman, international best-selling author, host of the Pursuing Profit with Principles podcast and E360 TV show. I am a profit acceleration specialist and help with exit strategies as well. I can show any business owner in 90 short minutes how to triple your current number of leads, double your sales, and increase your annual revenue by a minimum of $30,000 to $50,000 or more, and without spending an additional cent on marketing or advertising. So that is who I am and what I do.
I'm loving that. 90 minutes. Ooh,
90 minutes.
Super lady. Okay. Who's next? Let's do Karen.
Hey, yeah, I'm Karen Stultz. I'm in the nice cold area of Maine where actually you're all getting that same weather tonight. But I help online coaches release all the stress, release the irritations, the blocks, so that they can move forward to a six-figure business with enjoyment, with more focus, more fun, and more financial freedom. And I'm also the host of the Awesome Life podcast.
Wow, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. We're doing all these wonderful hats.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to Miss Pat.
All right. Well, I am Pat Iyer, a ghostwriter, editor, and a book coach. I've written a lot of books. In fact, I wrote a book on networking for legal nurse consultants that I was planning to release in July of 2020, and then the conference was shut down, and I turned it into an online course. So I'm a course creator and work with speakers, coaches, and consultants who need help getting their writing skills up to snuff.
See, we're talking on a topic that you know really well, Pat. So I'm glad that you're going to be bringing on some tips. Okay, Luann.
Yes. Hi, I'm Luann Horstman, and I'm a visibility accelerator coach. And I work with other coaches, and I help them clear the mind chatter and the mind clutter that gets in their way so that they can appear boldly visible and bring in the clients that they want. I'm not a podcast holder or anything, but I have a wonderful Facebook group that anybody's welcome to come visit.
Awesome. And Luann, that's okay. You're out there. You're visible. Everybody's doing their thing, and you're doing yours. So I love it. Okay, the other B. The BB.
Well, hi there. I'm Barbara Ellison, and I'm the other half of the BBs. We've been on, it's going to be 2 years this year in June on our Time to Shine Happiness show. But anyways, I'm a midlife mentor. And I work, my mission is to make happiness the norm rather than the exception. And so I work with midlife women who are kind of waking up and realizing that the life that they're leading is not necessarily the one that they want, and just how to get it, how to prosper, how to have the image you want, the body you want, the finance you want. So I love it. And it's fun.
Yes. Yay. Almost 2 years. Okay. I had to put that plug out.
2 years in June.
Collaboration, networking, just let people know how it works.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't want to miss anybody. Who's next? Oh, Carol. Yes.
Yes. Okay. I'm Carol Henderson, and I have Life by Design, and I help people who have had like traumatic events in their lives, and that is affecting all of their life, whether it's weight, pain, such as that. I help people to move out past that, and also to help get off of prescription drugs naturally, to do this naturally. Let's put it that way. I'm not a doctor. I don't play one on TV, but I do help people to get off multiple medications just by using alternative things or getting rid of the traumas of their life. no matter what it is. So anyway, Life by Design.
Life by Design. I'm loving it. Get rid of the medication, right? Let's get rid of it.
Mhm.
Natural. Okay, last but not least, Queen. Can you hear us? Are you okay now, Sean? Uh-oh.
Oh,
Oh no.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, good.
yay.
Big technical difficulties.
We love it, right?
Oh yeah, big storm here. So I think that's what messed me up. I'm Sean Morris. I am a nutritionist. I specialize in helping women over 30 get their health and their lives back.
I like that, straight to the point, right, Sean? Well, we'll get everybody's contact at the end. I want to make sure people get to, come to you and talk to you. So tonight, like I said, is about
Barb, who are you?
Oh, who am I? I thought I introduced myself already.
No, who are you? You always, I catch you all the time. Who are you?
Make sure everybody else. Okay. I am a purpose visionary and social media strategist. And I just love to help women get visibility, make sure that people know who they are and how special and a gift that they have in them. So I'm kind of like the little cheerleader always in the background saying, go up there, do it. You're awesome. You're queens. And that's what I do. And I help people to get to that point, to make them understand in the social media world. So I stopped calling it social media jungle, and I said it more subtly. I just say world. But I help them get through it. But with that said, let's go straight to, now I have a quick quote, and I always try to get a quote so we can start the conversation. So now that we're talking about International Networking Month, which, like I said, I just found this out like maybe a week ago, I'm just being full disclosure here. And I said, okay, this might be kind of nice because everybody's always talking about who can they meet, where do you collaborate, all that kind of stuff. And a lot of people ask me because they see me with my show, and I have a lot of great ladies that come on, either I'm interviewing or I have a show with them, like the BBs and Regina, and you all have your shows. And some people ask me, well, how do you do it? How do you get these wonderful people? And I said, okay, we should have a show talking about networking collaboration. So this is a day for that. And the quote says, networking is about building relationships. Simple quote. So I want to just start there because of what we're going through right now. I don't want to give the what's going on hype because it's already hyped up all over the world. But because of that, a lot of people feel like, that they're kind of in their house or, they can't really go too many places. Networking is dead. And I disagree wholeheartedly. So I really want us to tap in on that and let people know that it's not. In fact, it's more alive than ever. And let's give them some tips and give you some experiences that you have. So anybody just want to dive in?
I'd like to start this because I was thinking as the advertisements were rolling, when I was a child, women especially got together around coffee. People in the neighborhood would walk to each other's house and they'd have coffee and they'd sit there and they'd enjoy. They'd talk through their problems. They would, come to different ways of dealing with an unruly child or a death in the family or something, and the friends would gather around. And now, even before the stuff that's happened the last 2 years, women were working, they weren't getting to do that, and that was lost. And I think we're being brought back to that, and yet it may be in this format. We're not at each other's kitchen table all sitting around having our coffee, although I do have my drink here. But we're not sitting there, face to face, but this is the next best thing. Phone calls are fine, but that's just like they're saying that children now, because they're seeing just this much of a person, that they are having some developmental problems because they're not getting to see the facial expressions and how to form your mouth when you do words. And so this is kind of a way that we're moving in this world. We can still have our jobs, we can still do Zooms, we can do all things like that, and we're networking with each other. Now, some days it feels like we're on the computer all day long talking to people, but that's the nature of the beast. But at least we're getting to see each other's faces and talk and and communicate and network, whether it's about business or personal or whatever. So that's my 2 cents.
My thing is, I think what Carol just said is totally true, because networking, it's still alive. It's just changed. Like doing Zooms. And I actually today, I did a phone call with somebody, and it was like, I don't like this. I can't see them. I literally was like, I can't see them. And it was just the weirdest sensation. And yet before Zoom, we always had just phone conversations. And before that, there was no, I mean, I remember, I'm going to age myself. I remember when we got our first telephone and we had a party line. Does anybody else have a party line? We had a party line.
And the younger folks are saying, what is that?
Sometimes
My next door neighbors did, but we had our own line. So
Oh, she was uptown.
I remember there used to be a party line, and then there was some people on the party line that's supposed to be on the party line. I'm like,
and
okay,
we had to listen for our own ring. We had to listen for our own ring.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
times have changed.
Times have changed. And now I'm so used to being able to see everybody that I don't like it when I can't. I mean, it was today, this conversation was weird.
It builds a better connection when you can see that person face to face. It builds trust, and you develop a deeper relationship faster when you can see them face to face. Whether we can get, as they used to say in the sales profession, belly to belly or not, at least we can get face to face and see one another. Yeah.
You know, and like for me, I have to admit, I have not been networking, like to a networking group, in 2 years.
yeah.
And yet I network almost every day.
All day, every day.
All day. Yeah. I'm you know, like several, but this one networking call was just weird because I was not on Zoom. It was like, it was weird. Can you tell I'm still kind of traumatized?
Yeah.
We gotta help you out, Barbara.
It was like, I don't like this. It was just really.
Can I pick up on something Carol said and shift it slightly? And one thing that she talked about is how we used to get together around the kitchen table and basically help solve each other's problems, right? We were there to support and serve and help solve each other's problems. And truly, if you're a good networker, you're there to say, what can I do to help you? It's the same thing. We're still there. It shouldn't be about us. It should be about the other person. And it brings you back to Zig Ziglar's quote, you'll get what you want in life if you help enough other people get what they want, and as you give and put it out there and help others, it will come back to you.
Yeah, I think that's a great point, Regina. And I think it's something that sometimes new business owners forget because they're so anxious to get work that they walk into a networking situation thinking, what can that person do for me?
Yeah.
And in reality, you're planting seeds when you're connecting with other people and seeing what can I do to help you first, and proving yourself to be valuable. And you keep doing that over and over and over again. It could be months, sometimes it could be years later that person will say, yes, Regina, she's the one who helps people increase their income by looking for strategies in their business. Yes, I've got a client for you, Regina.
Yeah. But we give first.
It is not only looking for another client, I see networking as, but I am loving this version of networking on Zoom, on FaceTime, on virtual coffees. I'm always having a virtual coffee. But more than finding another client, I love networking to find joint venture partners.
Right.
Joint venture
Collaboration.
partners,
Yes.
collaboration. It is so imperative. We can't go it alone. And
Right.
finding somebody that you can connect with heart to heart, that's what networking is all about, in my mind, whether it be for a client or for a joint venture partner.
Right.
And actually, any relationship is actually a joint venture.
Right.
You know,
It's like us, you and I swapped podcasts.
yeah, exactly.
Regina has a podcast. You know,
But
Pat has a podcast.
Even
It's like-
marriage is a joint venture partnership.
exactly.
Well, yeah,
Amen.
in all different ways. But Luann, you want to chime in?
Sure. I love to connect on Facebook with people, and when we make friends, and I ask them, would you like to get on a call for 15 minutes and get to know each other? You know, just with the intention, the energy that I just want to know you. And what can we do for each other, and always want to help them. I think that's a big part of it, is going with the energy of, I want to just get to know you.
Right.
And I find that just so fulfilling too, just to spend some time with people. I've been doing a lot of it lately, and I just really enjoy it. So, yeah.
And doing that is how we find out more about what it is we can offer to help them. How we can help them. If we don't spend that time getting to know them, we won't know how we can help them.
Right.
Yeah.
And the
Like where they're
wonderful
going.
thing too is you get to know them, but they are international. This is international networking.
Right.
And so I had a wonderful joint venture partner that turned into a client from Austria.
Yeah.
If I went to the networking event in my local area, they don't need, or they need what I offer, but they don't get that because it's not a brick and mortar.
Yes.
And that is a very different thing. So being able to work over the internet, network over the internet, the world is your oyster. And I have clients and people at networking groups that I'm part of in England and Europe, and no one in Asia yet. I only have the Thai children in school that I connect with. I help teach them English. Their teacher was a house guest of mine, and so she has us. So they practice their English on us, and then we compliment in English, and it's very comical. But that's networking too, it's creating a relationship.
Hey, Sean, you have anything to?
I do. I think it's really important to join groups like Regina's, where you're going to meet other like-minded people, but you're also going to be exposed to a lot of people that you had no idea what was going on with them. You get ideas and you get perspectives that you would never have thought of on your own. And I think it's more valuable even than networking with clients to network with other business owners.
Right.
Because you are finding out other perspectives and other ways that you can serve that you would not have known about if you had just focused on your track. I'm going to go look for this client and look for more clients.
Right.
But you don't know what you can really be offering if you aren't seeing what's going on with everybody else. And you're bound to get referrals. You're bound to be able to give other people referrals. And it becomes a great opportunity for everybody involved.
I love it.
Yeah. And for me, when you network with people, especially doing podcasts back and forth, and because people can find out about you, and like people are showing up on my passive income stream. It's like, oh yeah, I wonder, where did they come from? And it's just all of a sudden they're there, and I follow up with them and then find out where they are. But it's just fun when you just all of a sudden you open up it's like, oh gee, somebody new. And so it's a riot, and that's when you can get that camaraderie and I always call it the magic, when you can have a conversation with someone and just feel the instant rapport, the instant, just that feeling of, wow, we can do something together.
I think
I
that's
have to
how
speak
you and I
up
met.
for the introverts of the world who, and I represent that class quite thoroughly. When I would go to live conferences at the end of the day, I felt like my energy had drained out of my head and my body, and I
Right.
had to spend an evening recuperating. I was intimidated, overwhelmed with all the stimuli and the loud music that people play in live conferences.
Yes.
You walk in and it's blasting.
Mhm.
And I have to say, in 2 years, networking through Zoom is infinitely easier and more satisfying and deeper connections
Yeah.
than being in a room with 300 people who are all talking at the same time.
Right.
Yeah.
And you get
So
laryngitis
overwhelming.
because
You really don't get any connection with anybody.
right.
You're
Yeah.
just inundated with all this sensory overload.
Yes.
With me, it was the flashing, between the flashing lights, and invariably I ended up being by the loudest speaker.
Yes. Without a doubt. That booming
Well, and you
burst.
go
That
out of
boom.
those events thinking, oh, I met these people. I've got these cards. We're going to, get together and collaborate and have coffee. And then you start following up, and it's like 3/4 of them are like, oh, no, not really. So,
Right.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
Throw a
So
bit of humor in. What's a card? When's the last time y'all handed out a business
Oh,
card?
brother. I don't remember the last time.
Well, that's
I have
In
a
a
digital
bowl to win a
I have a
free
digital
meal.
card.
Exactly. What was that, Carol?
in a bowl to win a free meal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, my last time was at a chamber event, and it was for the same thing. They were doing drawings. So.
Yeah.
But then there's the digital card. Barbara and I both have digital cards.
Exactly.
And we do. Well, you do too. And I've been using those.
Yeah.
But I really miss the paper ones. In fact, I'm fixing to have some more.
I wanted to share this one quote from Robert. I pull a lot from him too. And he's saying the richest people in the world look for and build networks. Everyone else just looks for a job.
Yeah.
So I thought that was kind of interesting. And I wanted to talk a little bit about that because some people, they said, I feel like it goes hand in hand. But he was talking about the richest people in the world look to build networks. So what do you think about that?
I think networking for anybody,
Go ahead.
for
Go ahead.
whatever level you are at, is so good because the ability to lift each other up, like what they say about the tide, all boats rise with the tide. I think that even helping somebody else move up the ladder is just so fulfilling.
And
I
like it.
think that's how you get there. Is you like that quote of Robert Kiyosaki, the richest people. Well, he didn't start being one of the richest people. He started. I remember hearing him when him and Blair Singer planned this whole big thing in Hawaii and nobody came. So they start Robert Kiyosaki and Blair Singer. I mean, they started at the bottom too, and so it's as they went up. So but I think that's because they knew how to network. And it's all relative to what level you're at. So yeah, I love networking.
Well, and it goes back to if you're the smartest person in the room, you should never be the smartest one in the room.
You're in the wrong room.
You should
You're in the wrong
surround yourself. Yeah, exactly. You're in the wrong room.
You're in the wrong room if you're the smartest person in the room.
No.
Well, wait a minute. Now, let me just put a disclaimer with that. I want to ask this question because I always try to go on the other side of this sometimes. Okay, you're in the room and you say you're in the wrong room because you're the smartest person. So you can still maybe take advantage of that. What do you think about that? I mean, think about it. If you know, and all these other people don't really know, they need to understand, and you have the gifts for them, instead of just leaving the room saying, okay, let me look for a room that people that are higher than me or whatever. What would you do in that situation? I'm just curious. would you use it for your advantage to say, okay, I can show them and maybe they can come
Sure.
over where I am, or what would you do?
Well, but I think a
yeah,
lot of it is
Be of
attitude.
service.
You know,
You
do
can
you think you're the smartest and you can't glean from anybody? And personally, I think, in fact, I think Barbara and I talked about that on our show Monday, that you can glean from anybody. You can learn from anybody. And when you close yourself off, you have really done yourself a disservice, because, you know, out of the mouths of babes, and you wouldn't think you'd be able to learn something about networking with them, but, you know, they can have some pretty profound thoughts.
I think it's the attitude is like, do you look at yourself as being the smartest person?
Right.
You know, oh, I'm so
Yeah.
much smarter than everybody else here. Or do you think, well, I'm catching this better than them, but maybe I can explain it to them. You're not, you might be smarter on one thing, but you are nobody is smarter on everything. And you got something to learn from anybody.
Amen.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And one of the things for me is networking doesn't have to be like Zoom or official networking things. You can do networking. One time I went on a marketer's cruise 2 years ago. We networked in the swimming pool. I got phenomenal resources from people because as we were swimming around the swimming pool. Oh, you know, so networking, the face of networking, I think, is changing. It's becoming more relational rather than transactional.
I like that.
Yeah.
I do
I'm
too.
glad you brought that up. Yeah, because I'm always hearing people about if you build relationships, they will come. So if you build a relationship with people, they get to know you, trust, and like, you know, that's the whole saying that they always say. Then they will work with you because they know you. They know that you're thinking about them. They know that you listen to them. And I think that's the biggest thing when I'm thinking about networking. I do a lot of more. I used to do a lot of. Then I said, okay, Barbara, shut that. That's why you got 2 ears. Open the ears. Listen to what they're saying. Listen to what challenges they're dealing with. Listen to what pain points. Listen to what's something that they can teach you. And I've started doing that more and more now. And I'm just getting so much good information, and then really understanding what their needs are, because maybe I could be help them with those needs, or I know somebody like Barbara, Regina, or everybody on this panel. So I think that helps a lot too. Yeah.
Absolutely agree.
Yeah.
So I know we got to wrap it up, but I want to just go around real quickly and just, if you can give just like one tip, it could be business or personal, when it comes to networking in your world, because some people have different definitions of networking. I found that out too. But if you want to just, size it up in like 30 seconds to give some feedback so we can give some nice tips to everybody out there that's listening. And I'll start with Barbara this time and go around.
I think for me, the first thing that comes to my mind is that, and I'm guilty of it, did it today. When we're in the business, we talk jargon. And somebody looked at me, and I don't remember what exactly I had said, and they were like, and no clue. And I went, oh, I am so sorry, because we automatically go into jargon terms because we're in the business, and all of us would understand coaching terms. But we can't always when we're networking outside of somebody that's not in our sphere. And just be aware of the words that you're using, or and one of the things, using short things, acronyms. One day, this one person was listening to, and I went, no clue what they said. They were talking in the 3-letter things. You know?
That's a good tip. Speak our language. Spell it out.
Yeah.
Speak English. Whole words. Not just letters. Like, okay, I'm going to tell myself. It took me forever to know that BTW. What is BTW? And I was too embarrassed to ask.
Isn't it by the way?
By the way?
Okay.
You can Google them. I Googled them because I don't know what most of them are.
Okay, so let's take it from Barbara. We always learn
Google
from Google University.
Yes.
There you go.
It does a woman proud. Okay, let's go to Karen. Miss Karen.
I'm going to make it short and sweet because I know our time is getting short. So I would remember what Zig Ziglar said, as Regina brought up Zig. I love his stuff. And his was always look for the good. No matter where you are, who you speak to, there is good information, no matter what that information is. It's good information if you allow it to be so. And that is what relationships and networking is all about. So look for the good, always.
Love it. Love it. I love Zig.
Yeah.
Ziggy. Okay, Regina.
Networking broadens your world and allows you to help more people. Whether it's you introducing some of those people that you network to one another, or someone introducing you to someone because you have something that they need. And your world just expands through that networking, and you're able to help so many more people in the world.
That's cool.
Love that, Regina. You always just make it so. You should make a book. You can do an auto book.
I
Okay.
have somebody I met today that can help you with that.
See? This is the power of I love it. This is the power of it. Okay, Regina, you got to talk to Karen. You got to talk. Okay.
All right, Karen. Was that Pat?
Which it wasn't bad. Okay. Luann, I'm sorry, Luann. Go ahead.
No problem. I just think it's important to let the other person, to reinforce that person's belief in themselves and encourage them. Anytime you get together with somebody else, is to leave them with a positive feeling for themselves and for, just their work, and just leave them with a positive, very high vibe.
I like that. That reminds me of that quote from Maya Angelou when she talks about, people won't forget how you made them feel at the end of her quote. And I always love that because people always will remember how you make them feel. So that's good. I like that. Yeah. Okay, Pat.
My tip is to follow up right away. Make a commitment that if you've said that you'll make an introduction or you'll send a link to your podcast or you're going to give them an article, is that you do it as quickly as possible and say, I'm going to get this done no later than 24 hours later. Because if you go beyond the 24 hours, there's another whole new set of input that you have to deal with. So adhere to your commitments, because people will remember you promised to do something for them and you didn't, and you have just lost your currency with that person.
So true.
Yes, there is a quote something talking about it's in the follow-up or something. I forgot how it goes, but
The fortune is in the follow-up.
yeah.
Yes.
So powerful. You're so right. Okay, Miss Carol. Can you hear me?
Okay. Well, this is more in the personal belly to belly type thing. And with my models, I used to have an agency. But anyway, I would train them to find something good about everyone they saw. And you can do it on Zoom too. And one day there was a person that walked into an event that we were working, and they said, there's no way you can find anything about this person. And I said, oh, yeah, we can. And the person was working their way down to our booth and had on amazing jewelry. Now, this person was over 6 foot tall, high heels, dressed in a very flamboyant way, did not cover up their neck, if you get my drift. The bulge in their neck. Barbara, I see you there. What is it? Was it saggy? Anyway, for a size 10 or 11 high heel and everything. And as this person walked to our table, I commented on their jewelry and how amazing their jewelry was. And the girls, all they could see was this 6 foot person dressed in a way that was not historically normal. And that they couldn't see past that.
Mm.
And so when that person, and the person was sweet and nice and wonderful, but they learned that you can find the good. I think, was it Karen that was saying find the good? Find the good in the people, compliment them, but it has to be sincere. You can't go, "Oh, you look wonderful today."
Right.
So watch your
Find one
compliment.
thing.
And yeah, one thing that's
Find one thing.
outstanding. hmm So anyway,
for
that's
some reason I thought you were talking about Caitlyn Jenner.
You're talking about what?
I thought when you were describing the person, I'm thinking of Caitlyn Jenner. I don't know why. But,
It could have been. It could have been.
Just saying.
Leave that at that.
Okay. Sean.
I think it's really important that you start off with every relationship of being of service. Don't look at it as what can you do for me?
Right.
What can I do for you? What can we do together?
Mhm.
And what they can do for you will come out of that. But you need to be of service to everyone you meet.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it. And I'm going to leave it by saying that networking doesn't have to be a whole group of people. Networking just be just you and one person.
Right.
But whatever way you network, if it's one person, 5 people, or 1,000, make sure that you create an impact, a positive one, and be an influence, just like a lot of the ladies said here, and leave them with a nice, warm feeling inside to say, hey, I think I want to talk to that person again. So just remember that a lot of people think that you have to gather a whole bunch of people and say, okay, we're networking. I'm like, no, it just takes one individual. And I always tell people, if I could just help one person in life before I kind of go to the next life, I say, then that's my heart. I feel good. Feel good. So I want to leave everybody with that. And real quickly, Barbara and Karen, everybody just say how you can get connected, and then we're going to sign off. So Barbara, how can they connect with you?
Oh, good. The best way is through either Facebook Messenger or LinkedIn messages. Just Barbara Lunan Ellison on Facebook and Barbara Ellison on LinkedIn.
Okay. Miss Karen?
I come to KarenStultz.com/let's talk.
Okay, I like that. Regina?
Facebook, again, Regina Partain Bergman, or LinkedIn. I have a Facebook group, Entrepreneurial Leaders Making a Difference, or you can check out the podcast at pursuingprofitwithprinciples.com, and love to visit with you about having you on the podcast.
Okay, Luann?
I'm on Facebook, just with my name, Luann Horstman, and I have a website, boldlyvisibleU.com, and I would love to talk to anybody, and I'm also on LinkedIn with Luann Horstman.
And Miss Pat?
Pat Iyer, spelled I-Y-E-R. The capital I is often mistaken for an L, and it's not a good thing to be called Pat Liar and also to testify as an expert witness in the courtroom. So I emphasize capital I, and my website is patiyer.com.
Wow, I just thought about that. I know that's been a lot of mistakes. Oh my God.
Raise your right hand, promise to tell the truth. Pat Liar, can you imagine the credibility?
Oh my God. See, we have so much fun. I'm loving this. So, Carol?
You can find me. My email address is Carol Henderson TX, like Texas, at AOL.com. And yes, the storm is going all the way from here in Texas all the way up to Maine. I am snowed in right now. So if anybody wants to connect tomorrow, I won't be leaving home, so give me a shout. You can find me on Facebook. Oh, I mean, there's a 2-foot drift behind my car, and it's about 150 feet long. But anyway, you can find me on Facebook, Carol Fulps, Fulps Henderson. I have 3 Facebooks, so if you don't put the Fulps in there, you'll end up on Models West or America's Scout. So anyway, that be sure to put that in there. So.
Hi, I'm Sean Carol Morris on Facebook, and pretty much all social media, same name, and theketodiner.com. Keto Diner.
Keto Diner. Wonderful. Okay. And for me, I tell people just go to my website, www.easybarbarbeckley.com. And if you missed any of the other contacts here, come and see me because I know everybody's contact. So I'm the backup plan. You know how they say plan B? I'm plan B.
I love it.
And we love you for it.
Absolutely.
I'll get you to them. Well, ladies, you just make my day every first Thursday of the month. I just treasure you so much, Queens, and appreciate you. And we'll be back next month for March. Ooh, the March. What is it? The March. The eyes.
March Madness. No, brother.
March
I
Madness.
never understood that.
Yeah, well, this is the basketball thing. Yeah, you got to be there. But this is basketball. And it's my birthday. So, yes, we will celebrate. We will celebrate.
Yes.
Yay.
Sing happy birthday to you.
Yeah.
Yes.
We'll have a party.
Regina's birthday was yesterday. Regina had a birthday yesterday.
Oh, happy birthday, Regina.
Happy birthday.
Wait a minute.
Thank you.
Wait. Before we leave, we got to do something here because StreamYard added some music.
Oh.
Can you hear it? Happy birthday!
Thank you.
It gave me another toy, but anyway. See, StreamYard should have did that because they don't know I love music. I'm like, why did you do this to me? But with that, ladies, we will see everybody next month on Thursday, first Thursday of the month, 8:00 Central. Unless technology just wants to take over my life for a minute. But besides that, 8:00 Central Time.
And you know what, Barb? On
Yeah.
Tuesday nights, Barb and I are working on getting going a clubhouse room. And then you'll have to tell the details.
Yes. So yeah, so me and Barbara, this is like we're just tied to the hip on Tuesdays. So Tuesday morning we have our Time to Shine show on here on Under E360, and then in the evening at 8:30, right? 8:30.
Yeah,
we come in Clubhouse and we talk about different topics. And please, you don't have to even look a certain way. You can just get on the phone and just talk.
It's only audio.
It's all audio. So we will welcome you with open arms. With that said,
Also under the elephant strategy.
Under Atlas Strategy, yes. So everybody have a wonderful rest of your weekend, and we'll see you next month. Yes.
Thanks, Barb.
I left myself up. I'm so busy doing everything. Okay. Well, thank you everybody for coming on. This is funny. Everybody for coming on. I kind of ended it, but I stayed up here, but that's okay. That's okay. Like I said, next month, we're going to be talking about more so about relationships with clients. So I didn't get the chance to say that. So that's going to be our topic for next month in March. And, we might throw some other things in there to just stir it up a little bit. But I really just ask again, please come every first of the month if you can. This is really the Diamond Perspective panel was created because I wanted to bring, experts, especially women, the queens, I call them, to talk about different topics. And, we were just talking about networking tonight. Well, this is kind of networking too. I always say every time we come on every month, I like to create it like we're all just thinking about sitting in our living room with a couple cocoa or coffee or whatever you like to drink. And we're just sitting around, just talking and, just really understand each other more about who we are. And the biggest thing that I want you to understand, I want to bring to this that I didn't say, is networking is about connecting with like-minded people too, with what you are about. So always remember that when you're building, either in your business and your personal life, find the people. There's people out there that can connect with you and understand where you're coming from. Don't feel like you're the only person in the world that's going through certain things. You are not. You are not. Everybody on this panel tonight, including yours truly, has our ups and downs and our trials and tribulations of life. So we just want you to know that there is hope, there is light. We can help you through that. And just know that there's people out there for you. So with that said, I will end it now, but we will see you next month. Talk to you soon.